Again, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and of course, every single week, I've got none other than the Hall of Famer. Holla, holla, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy. You got that pointing finger.
I'm sorry. I went over to Godfather's room just before I came here, so pardon me.
Teddy, I've got a surprise for you before we finish up this show, and you're going to be able to watch it with me as we see it. But first, before we get into the special Godfather episode, and I promise you, you will never see Godfather look like this ever again. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And he's going to kill me when he sees me again. All right, let's do some Ask Teddy before we get there, though, Teddy, because I've gotten some questions in the last few days. I sent it around the holiday season, which is Halloween right now. And so these questions all have to kind of revolve around scary or something. So here we go. Number one is Patsy from X, who wants to know, it's Halloween season. What is the scariest thing someone has ever done to you? Has anybody ever tried to prank you or anything to scare the living shit out of you?
Bradshaw used to do it all the time. but he would scare me, but I never could let him know that, because if I let him know he scared me, Jesus Christ, he never stopped doing it. So I was scared inside, but I'd act like, I'm like, oh, okay, John, stop it, man. I knew it was you, but brother, I was actually really scared.
Do you ever owe up to him and just say, hey, man, I got to tell you, that scared the shit out of me. Don't do that again.
No, you can't tell him that.
You can't tell, because if they rip you,
he'll
they
be
know.
Scaring you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Man, I always heard that Mark Henry was terrified of scary movies and things like that. He was never into stuff like that. He's
terrified of needles.
Oh, is
he won't take a shot. He won't take a shot. The world's strongest man now.
And he won't take a shot.
He won't take a shot.
Wow. What do they have to do when he gets like an injection or something? I mean, they must have to hold him down. Or he's crying like a baby on the table, maybe. I don't know.
But I've been with him, brother. He don't no needles.
I know people that way who just the thought of a needle just makes them about faint before it even gets in. You'll see them scream and holler and jerk around all this time before the shot. And then when the shot goes in, they don't react at all. And they're waiting for it to happen. You're like, it's already over, done.
It's done.
All right, let's see. Wyndham Fly from X. Wyndham Fly. I guess that's a play off of the Fireflies. But Wyndham Fly from X asks, have you ever pranked someone by scaring them? So I guess it's reverse of what the other question was. Have you ever done it to somebody?
No, I never did that, because I was too little, so I couldn't afford to get beat up.
You had to be the one getting beat up, not you couldn't be delivering. Yeah, you're right. You never tried to
about me walking up trying to scare Mark Henry. Jesus, man, he'd have crushed me.
Oh man, he would have hurt you. Yeah, I believe that. Now, did you ever just screw with guys though? I mean, like somebody like some of the referees, like I know Chimmel and people like that used to go up there and always kind of make fun of them as they were announcing.
Well, me and Chimmel had this thing that a lot of people didn't know. So every time I'd get in the ring and I'd make an announcement, about a match, and Chimmel would be right behind me. Here tonight?
Always screwing with somebody somewhere.
Yeah, so we always done that. And I tell you what I did do one time, God rest his soul, Butch Reed. They had me prank Butch, and so Butch and Ron had worked that night, and after they finished, got out of the ring, both of them showered up, got dressed and everything, and put on their street clothes, and just as they all got dressed, they sent me right in to go tell both of them that they had to work. Something happened, and we need them, to work again. Now Butch was cussing. He's mad. Ron, he's a little hot too, but we got.
Before you get too far, Teddy, before you get too far, you're being told to tell them to come back into the ring. Is this a joke? Is that what you're actually doing? Oh, so you're, oh God.
Yeah, it's a rib. I had them after they got showered up, put on cologne, deodorant, they got all their clothes, and they had me running there, and I run in a panic. Hey guys. I forget who the agent was that night, but anyway, I'm like, hey man, they said we got to work again. We got to work twice because somebody didn't show up or something. I don't know. So they look at me, man, are you fucking, they go, I'm like, man, I'm telling you, we got to work again. Don't you see I still got my stuff on? I ain't took my stuff off. And they got undressed, and then that's when the rib come down. And bro, I left. I ran because Butch was going to kill me.
How long did it take before you got around him that he wouldn't, try to knock you out for that? Because I imagine that pissed him off. So
I didn't get around him that night. I didn't see him no more till the next day.
Oh God, he was calmed down by then.
Yeah, he a little bit. He got at me as soon as he saw me the next day at that TV. And I'm like, Butch, man, I'm tired. They told me to do it. What you want me to do, Butch? You want me to get beat up? Well, I'm gonna fucking beat you up if you do so. Yo, man.
All right, let's see. Cindy in Ohio asks, what movie scared you the most as a kid? She writes, mine was The Wizard of Oz and the Flying Monkeys. Oh, I didn't like them some bitches either. As a kid, I did not like the Flying Monkeys.
Well, when I was a kid, I don't even know anything about any scary movies. Okay, when I was a kid, I was a hoodlum, so I wasn't scared of nothing.
Yeah, you were on the street. You couldn't afford to be scared.
I was on the street. Yeah. I was a hoodlum, man, out there breaking the law and doing everything A to Z, man. So I wasn't scared of nothing.
I'll tell you one movie that really did screw me up. It's a horror movie, but I don't know if they really consider it that or not. But Jaws, when Jaws came out, I lived on the coast. Let me tell you something, brother. The second I saw that movie, my ass never went back in the ocean again. Not without
I remember that Jaws thing. That was kind of frightening. I remember looking at some of the trailers on it before it came out.
Yeah, man, because I mean that's the kind of horror movie I like. I like the kind, even in wrestling, because this is about wrestling. But in wrestling, just like in horror movies, I want to feel like whoever the bad guy is or the monster of the movie, I want them to be somebody I can actually believe that they're that way. Michael Myers and Jason or all that other, the crazy lunatics. I believe that, and you can believe a shark in the ocean eating people up. So that just ruined me in the beach after that. All right, let's see. We got Xavier from the UK who writes, do you believe in evil spirits?
Yes, I do.
You want to say why?
I've worked with some of them.
You've worked with some evil spirits and living in somebody else's body, and you had to deal with them, right?
Exactly.
I understand. How many of those would you say you've seen in your lifetime, Teddy? Because when you look back, truly, I think if anybody looks back over time, there's a lot of evil spirits you encounter over life.
More than I've got fingers and toes.
Amen. Amen. All right, let's see. Mo in St. Joe. Hey, I like that one. Where's St. Joe, Texas, I would assume. Who do you consider wrestling's all-time monster?
Wrestling's all-time monster. That's a good one.
I'm sitting wow.
I would have to say maybe Abdullah the Butcher. He was really scary. He was a scary guy. I mean, Abdullah the Butcher, he really, made people run from him. And, right, Boogeyman, he's not like Abdullah, but he reminds me so much of Abdullah because the people are originally scared of him too.
Yes.
So I would think the biggest monster was Abdullah the Butcher.
I think in my lifetime that would hold true to me too, Teddy, because Abdullah was somebody that, hell, even the boys didn't want to get around him. They weren't sure about Abby sometimes. I mean, I heard stories about guys who would show up to work and they'd see their name on the board with working Abby. They would pack up and go.
When I was refereeing, brother, they would come to me and ask to look at the sheet, or either they would come to me and say, Teddy, who am I working with? I'm not working with Abby, am I? And when I told them, some guys that I had to tell, I said, yeah, they got you down with Abby tonight. Oh, my God, brother. Some guys just stayed hid like they couldn't be found.
Yep. And Abby, back in that day, when he would come out into the ring, he bled a lot. That was a lot about his gimmick was bleeding, but he could walk through the crowd and the crowd would just scatter. They didn't want to be anywhere near him. Him and Bruiser, Brody, Stan Hansen.
Yes.
These guys could draw people to make them just go, oh, crap. If I don't get out of the way, I'm going to get killed.
Yes.
That's when I loved wrestling. I really did.
Well, those guys were for real.
Yes, they were, and they weren't afraid to. They like. I remember Bruiser Brody made a comment about the chain and how he never hit anybody with the chain. He said, "I'm so damn tall, and I get that chain going, it's not going to hit anybody, especially because he was in Japan, and most of the people were smaller. So he's just swinging that chain, and they're just going crazy. But he looked like a crazy lunatic doing it."
Yeah. Those guys knew what selling meant. Okay, yes. They knew what that means. You be for real out here.
Oh yeah. All right, Ted in Tennessee writes, I did see this one earlier, so get ready, Teddy. Ted in Tennessee writes, "Dear Teddy, my girlfriend loves horror movies, and she wants to spend Halloween going to a horror fest movie marathon. Problem is, that shit scares the shit out of me, but I can't tell her because then I'll look like a puss. Please help."
Well, the best thing to do is don't look like a puss and go to the horror movie with your girlfriend.
He would probably be sitting in her lap.
If you let her know you're scared, you're in a world of trouble, my man.
Ain't that the truth? All right, Teddy, I had a chance at the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame to have a little bit of fun during the festivities, and Godfather unknowingly had to join in. I want to show you something. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to have a little fun? I got something in mind, but one of the things I love about wrestling, and always have, is probably the first thing that drew me into wrestling, and that was the promo, the trash talk. The wrestlers talking trash to one another. So I thought tonight, we've got some independent wrestlers in here. I think we got one way in the back here. I spoke to somebody earlier. We're going to get him up on stage. Let's see who we got here. If you will join me up on stage, we're going to have a promo competition. You ready? Yeah. Now, don't worry, because your competition really isn't that great on the microphone. His name is Godfather. And Godfather, if you will follow me up on stage for a minute, we got a little fun to do. Come here. No, you ain't got your name, trust me. But go follow us up, right? I gotta go up here? Yes, sir.
I said, trust me, he shouldn't have done that, Teddy.
All right, we got two guys. They're gonna go head-to-head in the promo competition.
First of all, you must not know how old I am. I might act like I'm young, but I'm 64 years old, so don't get me in too much trouble with these young guys.
I wouldn't do that, trust me. Now, the one thing about promos, when you get into wrestling, and you know this, creative sometimes has a different idea of what you should be when you're a promo in the ring and what kind of character you will be. So, creative send me a package.
Anthony, I give you a hat, you got me doing this. You're the man, you got me doing this.
All right. Your character, Billy Badwood. They got to remove that cap off your head.
Oh, fuck.
You know what's coming for you.
That haircut.
All right, so it's going to be Billy Badwood versus...
Get ready.
You know you are.
Tony, wake up.
Chicken Little. So,
Oh my God.
You know, another word for chicken is more than a word.
I'm going to let you start. First of all, your name.
I am professional wrestler, firework functor.
You got 60 seconds. Give them your best promo. You're going against Chicken Little. Chicken Little.
Hey, boss.
I'm Billy Badwood.
You're Billy Badwood.
Who's ready for a Billy Bad Wolf? Not you, Chicken Little. I see you in there in the hen house going for all what you can. But when you step in the ring with the baddest of the wolves in sheep's clothing, I see you in this blue
you could blow me. If you don't have to blow me down, you can blow me here. But if you think your coyote ass can deal with the Chicken Little, brother, you got a bad mistake happening, because Chicken Little will dribble up and down your ass like you ain't never seen before. And if you want to get in the ring with Chicken Little, you better bring more than your wolf ass, because I'm gonna break you down like the shotgun that you are, son. And I might be Chicken Little, but I'm be Chicken Little in your ass.
I know I'll never get the end of this without but I couldn't resist, my friend. Let's get into our last induction for the evening, folks.
All right, Teddy, you got a special guest with us. Who is this?
Well, you know, we're having a great show today, and I thought we would continue with nothing but greatness. We have a lovely lady here. Her name is Dawn Parisi. Just to give you a little information, you know, after I, moved out of my house, and I'm single now, so I'm in an apartment by myself and everything. So what I did one day, I was just going around Sandy Springs, and I was going to try and get me some stuff, you know, to kind of, you know, decorate the house. Yeah. So I saw this boutique, and I stopped, and I said, well, let me go in there. So I went in this boutique, and that's where I met Mrs. Parisa, and she had all these wreaths and stuff hanging up, and we got her today. She's going to show us a lot of great stuff. And I just thought about it. I was like, could you make me something that I could hang in my house? And so she said, well, what do you want? So I didn't know, but I had a T-shirt. Yep. And this is the T-shirt that I went out to my car and I got, and I showed this T-shirt to her. And I told her, I said, can you make me something along the lines of this T-shirt? And Mac, you got a picture of that wreath. If you could show that to them and show the people just exactly what she done.
Absolutely. You'll see this over the screen as we welcome Dawn in. Dawn, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you. And thanks, Teddy. Thanks, Mac, for having me in today.
Absolutely.
Hey, you're very welcome.
You know, Teddy sent me a picture of that wreath because this is the reason why we wanted you on the show. Well, he showed me what he got, and when he showed me the work that you had done, which was in the picture, as you'll see right here, just incredible work. I was amazed when I saw it. So both Teddy and I are like, we got to get her on. We got to let people know she's available for getting some work done. Tell us how you got into this.
Well, it was probably about 2018, and I was browsing on Facebook, and I saw someone creating and talking about it. And I've had creation in my background. My mom was very creative. And so I thought, I can do that. And it just kind of grew and grew and grew from there. And it's such a joy for me, and it's a passion.
So let me get this. You said this is 2018. So you've only been doing this at this point now, what, 8 years? Is that what am I right here? Actually, 6. Yeah, 6 years, 5 to 6 years.
Well, I was working full time, and I didn't really get into it until I would say it really probably in 2020. Wow. I got into it.
Well, I'm looking at the work behind you, which is just amazing. I can see why Teddy, when he came in there, I love that. See, I didn't see the holiday wreath. You were hiding that when you were standing there a moment ago. Man, that's beautiful right there.
And thank you.
And Dawn, if you could, just give us a little rundown of the wreath you got there standing behind you and what you're selling at the boutique right now. What's for the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays?
Well, what I'm working on now is stock for the boutique, which will transform next Monday completely. I have Halloween and fall in there now, and I will keep a little bit of fall, but I'm creating new designs to go in. And this is a very jumbo wreath. I don't know if you can see it well. If I need to take them off, let me know.
No, we see them. They look good. We see them very good.
Yeah, I love that holiday wreath. That's actually, and I'll tell you why. A lot of holiday wreaths, and I know like you've got some off to the side, they're a little bit less traditional, but the one right in the middle, the one that we're talking about, is such a traditional Christmas wreath. It just jumps out. Incredible work.
It sparkles. Thank you.
Yes.
I want to show you another one that you might feel is that way as well.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh,
Oh, the
wow.
kids would love something like that. Yeah. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
got grandbabies, boy, let me tell you that you get Santa Claus in the picture and a wreath, and you're doing good. I have to
That's
pull out
right.
a Santa Claus picture every year. I've got one that's been passed down through our family that was hand painted by somebody years and years ago. To this day, as a tradition, I hang that every single year and pass it on to my kids when I'm gone. But so something like that means a lot at Christmas time. You got any other designs you can show us? I know you had some right there at your hands too that you could actually hold up,
Oh,
right?
I sure do. Well, I do bows. So this is just a little example. It's the
Yes.
plaid. And I will be taking some of my little mini trees. They're great for offices. They're great for nursing homes, for family that are, that have little tiny spaces.
And
I
see, Teddy,
have,
that's a Christmas tree you could have in the house, and maybe Rufus wouldn't tear up.
you can put it up high. And this is more of the
Wow.
traditional colors of them. And I also do natural wreaths, more for
Wow.
those who enjoy natural looks.
Yeah, that looks really nice. That reminds me of some of the Tennessee feeling right there. Let me
And
ask you, if people want to find out more about your work and want to actually make orders, where do they do that? How, do they just come by? I know the name of the business, I want to make sure we're clear about this, is Parisi Designs and Decor. Is that correct?
it is. And I have a boutique, which is a space in a larger group. It's a building that
Mhm.
has about 200 vendors. It's the Painted Tree, and it is located at 4651 Woodstock Road in Roswell, Georgia. But now everyone can't go there.
True.
So you can find me on Etsy, and that's Parisi Designs Decor. And I have a sign. I'm hoping that it will display properly
Yes.
with QR codes, and folks can just
Let me
come
tell you something, Don, and
with
hold
us.
those codes there for just a minute. Teddy just recently at a convention said, Mac, we need to get some of these QR codes so that people can just click on it and takes them straight to the site. I don't know why I didn't think of it. It came out of the mind of Teddy Long, and I see you're doing the same thing. That is the easiest way, folks. If you're watching right now, you want to find out more, grab your camera, hold it up to the image right there, the QR code, and it'll take you directly to where it's supposed to head to. Dawn, thank you so much. We
Tell Don to
appreciate it.
put that up again so we can get that code. Put that up again,
She's
Don.
got it right there, Teddy. You can't see it?
Oh, okay. I can't see it. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you again so much for having me on. I appreciate it. This is a joy and a very big surprise. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to folks contacting me or taking a look at my Etsy page.
And they absolutely,
These designs will be on there as well. So they can be shipped directly to you, or they make great gifts, can be shipped to your friends or your family,
now,
loved
if
ones.
somebody wants to order a custom design, kind of like what Teddy got, I mean, how long does that usually take to, create and put together? How far in advance should they make an order, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, it really depends upon what's in front of it, but probably the turnaround time would be within a week.
Wow. Okay.
So,
That's really good. Yeah.
Yes, and we communicate on Etsy and get the colors and just the theme, and we go from there.
Well, Don, again, thank you so much. I actually, your husband is a friend of mine on Facebook, Jack. I've known Jack through Facebook. I actually met Jack through Teddy, and it's kind of a small world that we all happen to end up here talking about your business. But your business is just so good, and seeing that quality of work you don't see that too often. So it's nice to see it's out there.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for this. Teddy, thank you. Mac, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. You're doing an outstanding job, and I just feel like with this holiday season, people will certainly be interested in your work. And like I said, that is good stuff. So people,
Yes.
Get in touch with Dawn, get something from her. If you don't get in touch with her, then you might have to go one-on-one with The Undertaker.